The Browns' locker room just erupted, and it had nothing to do with football. Multiple insiders report that quarterback Dillon Gabriel completely lost it after discovering that Shedeur Sanders, not him, was chosen by Nike to headline their upcoming next-gen football showcase in Los Angeles. The event is meant to spotlight the NFL's rising stars, but when the list dropped, Gabriel's name was nowhere to be found. Inside the Browns facility, tensions hit a breaking point. Teammates say Gabriel slammed his locker and shouted, "They only care about his last name, not his game," while pacing furiously as players tried to calm him down. Across the room, Shedeur stayed silent, scrolling through his phone, smiling as teammates congratulated him. For Gabriel, this wasn't just about an endorsement, it was about respect. His camp had reportedly been in contact with Nike for weeks, convinced his walk-on to NFL starter story was perfect for the campaign. But when the brand unveiled its poster boy, it was Shedeur, draped in custom gear with the caption, "The future isn't waiting, it's already here." That line set social media on fire. And by the time Gabriel saw his rival trending alongside names like Caleb Williams and CJ Stroud, the damage was done. The locker room wasn't just tense, it was divided, and everyone knew something bigger had just been set in motion. The Nike snub hit harder than any tackle. For weeks, Dillon Gabriel's team had been in quiet talks with Nike, confident he'd be one of the faces of their next-gen football showcase, a campaign celebrating the NFL's brightest young stars. But when the official announcement dropped, the spotlight landed squarely on Shedeur Sanders. The Nike post showed Shedeur in custom gear with the caption, "The future isn't waiting, it's already here." That single line said it all. Shedeur was the chosen one. Gabriel's name wasn't mentioned, not even in the fine print. Inside the Browns facility, the shock turned to frustration fast. For Gabriel, it wasn't about the sneakers, it was about recognition. He'd worked for everything, while Shedeur seemed to glide on name and fame. Nike's decision didn't just sting, it drew a line between two teammates chasing the same dream, and only one got the spotlight. Social media wasted no time turning the Browns' quarterback drama into a digital circus. The moment Nike announced Shedeur Sanders as the face of its next-gen football showcase, timelines exploded. Fans flooded X and Instagram with memes, clips, and ruthless comments aimed at Dillon Gabriel, mocking his outburst. Hashtags like number effect and "they chose Shedeur" trended for hours. Some users praised Shedeur's star power, calling him the future of football, while others dragged Gabriel for being jealous of a marketing machine. Even neutral fans couldn't resist joining in, debating whether performance or popularity mattered more in today's NFL. Within hours, what started as a sneaker campaign became a full-blown culture war. Talent versus influence, stats versus spotlight. And in that battle, Shedeur wasn't just winning, he was redefining what it means to be a modern quarterback. Behind the scenes, Nike's decision wasn't about touchdowns, it was about traction. According to insiders, the company wanted quarterbacks who could transcend football, not just play it. In today's market, influence sells faster than performance, and Shedeur Sanders fit that mold perfectly. His Instagram following rivals celebrities, his name dominates headlines, and his style alone generates millions in engagement. One Nike executive reportedly put it bluntly, "Gabriel's problem isn't talent, it's that nobody's buying his story anymore." While Dillon Gabriel had the stats and a solid reputation, Shedeur had something brands crave, cultural currency. He's not just a player, he's a movement. That's why Nike made its choice without hesitation. They weren't chasing numbers on a stat sheet, they were chasing relevance. And in that arena, Shedeur Sanders was already untouchable. The fallout inside the Browns' locker room was instant. Reports say Dillon Gabriel showed up to practice distracted and frustrated, missing easy throws and avoiding eye contact with coaches. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders looked completely unfazed, calm, confident, even stopping to sign autographs after drills. When asked about the Nike event, he simply said, "I'm here to represent Cleveland, right?" That quiet confidence only fueled the tension. Veterans in the locker room started losing patience with Gabriel's attitude, calling his meltdown immature and bad optics. But younger players quietly sided with him, saying the favoritism toward Shedeur was obvious. More highlights on team social media, more attention from coaches, more shine. What began as an endorsement drama was now splitting the locker room in half. The Browns weren't just fighting for reps anymore. They were fighting for respect. When the tension finally reached its breaking point, Kevin Stefanski stepped in. Sources say the Browns coach called both quarterbacks, Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, into a private meeting meant to clear the air. But instead of cooling things down, it made everything worse. Gabriel reportedly accused the organization of playing favorites, pointing out how Shedeur's highlights got prime placement on social media and how the team's marketing revolved around his name. He allegedly told Stefanski, "This isn't about football anymore. It's about who brings in the money." Shedeur didn't bite. He stayed quiet through most of it, finally saying, "I'm here to play football. Everything else is extra." That calm response hit harder than anything else in the room. Gabriel stormed out, while Stefanski was left trying to patch a rift that had already gone public. What was meant to be a team talk had just confirmed what everyone was whispering. Cleveland's quarterback room was officially divided. For the Browns, the numbers told a story too powerful to ignore. Since Nike announced its partnership with Shedeur Sanders, Cleveland's merchandise sales have reportedly jumped 40%, and the team's social media following skyrocketed by more than 200,000 in just a few weeks. One front office staffer even admitted privately, "Shedeur's a walking billboard. He's doing more for the franchise off the field than most players do on it." That's the harsh truth Dillon Gabriel is struggling to accept. No matter how solid his stats look, they can't compete with Shedeur's brand power. The Browns' quarterback drama has now become bigger than football. Inside the locker room, players are split. Some believe Dillon Gabriel is justified in feeling overlooked, while others see his outburst as proof he's not built for the spotlight. Meanwhile, Shedeur Sanders continues to rise, both on the field and in fame, handling the chaos with calm confidence. To many, he's already the face of the franchise, not just because of his play, but because of what he represents: marketability, composure, and control. Gabriel, once seen as the steady competitor, is now fighting more than a depth chart. He's fighting a narrative he can't win. As one veteran put it bluntly, "This team belongs to Shedeur, and everyone knows it." For Cleveland, this isn't just a quarterback battle anymore. It's a glimpse into the modern NFL, where brand power rivals arm strength, and the game off the field can decide who truly leads the team.